Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? It's me, Paddy from across the shuck, and you're very welcome back to the channel. And you've seen by the title, 10 reasons why we should buy British knives. And they're dead simple, because we make them here, and if we don't support our local makers, we'll lose them. And I mean, that's what's happened over this last sort of century. We've gone from being top of the world to now that we're just a handful of companies still left making knives in a traditional British manner and with our patterns. Now, I'm not going anti-American. I'm not going anti-Chinese. I'm not going anti-anything. But I just believe that this video, maybe it's for everybody, but most importantly, I think it's for us as British knife collectors. We really have to find out what we have here. And what I've done is I've picked 10 knives here. The top 5 are custom knives. A custom knife to me in the UK is a knife that's handmade by one person from start to finish. Yep. Traditional knives, British knives, handmade by maybe more than one person, because all our knives are handmade. And that's the exciting part. They're all handmade knives. I mean, just for an example, I'm going to give you Arthur Wright, which is my favourite brand. I'm not even going to try and hide it. There's 3 people in that workshop. One, Michael, is the owner, and he does all the paperwork, the ordering and all the financial, all that side of stuff. He does that. There's Ashley, his son, who's the floor manager. And there's one other, Beth, who's coming close to the end of her apprenticeship. But it's Ashley and Beth that make most of your knives that you get them. So you're getting Ashley, who's, as well as being the floor manager and making Arthur Wright, he's also a custom maker. Now, the price is another thing that I really want to just hit hard on. I mean, this is one of my favourite Barlows of all time. It really is, just for a knife. Let's take away the price tag, because these are in and around £40, maybe 40, couple of pound over 40. But this, to me, strong. Arthur Wright are known for their really strong back springs. And I love that. And I love the shape of that Barlow. I love the shape of the blade. I love they have you can get them in different sizes. This is their large Barlow. But there is a difference. I mean, here's an Ashley custom Barlow. We can see it's what's commonly known now as the big Barlow. But this is what they always made as a Barlow, and what they still do, and they've no need to change whatsoever. This is their normal size penknife. So you can see the Barlow, the Barlow has got twice the size as a normal one. So it's not hard to tell. But this knife for 40 odd pound is just sublime. Is there little gaps maybe? Yeah, there might just be a little gap in somewhere, but these are put together fast, and they need to keep them at this price. They need to put them out fast. Now, that does not affect whatsoever the use of the knife. This knife is solid. There's not a bit of wiggle on it, not a bit at all. It's got a really strong back spring, so the chances of having a cut from one of these just doesn't appear. I just don't get one. They're just well-made now. Brass liners. They're in steel, C70 steel, and they do some stainless steel, which is Sheffield stainless. Both very, very average ordinary steels, but they sharpen and take an edge. The carbon steel, that C70, takes a wicked edge. It might not last you all day if you're hard using, but it sharpens in your tea break. And just by the time it takes somebody to make you a cup of tea, you can have this sharpened and ready for use again. And that's the positive things about it. So are they just work nights? No, I use this. I'll carry this. I usually carry a British Barlow with me nearly every day. And in fact, in the new year, it's going to be my mantra. Carry one every day. If you want to carry another one, your Spyderco, your Benjamin, absolutely fine. But at the moment, when I go out, I'm going to be carrying a British Barlow, because I want people, if you see me and you recognise me, not that that happens, that's Mikey that happens to, and Justin. I just don't get recognised at all. But I want, if anybody sees me, stop me and ask me and check me. From next year, from January the 1st, I will have a British Barlow on me every day. There you go. There's a statement. Because I want to collect them. I'll also have, 9 times out of 10, if I have this with me, I'm going to have an American. That's a bear. The Bexar bear is in my EDC, my everyday carry as well. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that more often. But I hear people saying sometimes they're hard to find, they're hard to buy. Well, I'm going to give you a couple of tips. And you need to listen now. The famous Sheffield shop in Sheffield, you can get any of these Barlows that I'm showing through them. Now, I'm talking now not so much the customs, I'm talking any other standard Barlows and all the different patterns. You can get Arthur Wright, you can get George Wolstenholme, you can get, that's another Arthur Wright, Joseph Rogers, and you can get Taylor's Eyewitness. You can get them all in that shop. But they are the best shop for Arthur Wright and Son. For me, the best shop. Because if they haven't got the pattern you want, they will order it, they will get it delivered to them, and then they will deliver it to you. And that's why they're such a great shop. They can order straight from the manufacturer. They are friends with the manufacturers in Sheffield, and they'll get their knives made for them and passed on, probably longer than you will if you try to order it through the factory. The famous Sheffield shop, your one-stop for your Sheffield knives, definitely one of the places. Heine Haynes are now starting to do, this is a Heine Haynes version, and you can tell it has the red liners. They're starting to do more Arthur Wright Barlows. Definitely check them out, because this is an absolute masterpiece. The first one they got here with this sheep's foot is just stunning. But these are all great knives, all under £50. Well, there's one, this the Rogers one here, maybe a bit more because this is stag, so it might be a few pence more than that. But these are just super knives, and this is a second-hand one. And again, buying second-hand is a great way to get your collection going. This is look at this, has been well battered. Well battered. I love using this now. It's a lovely little slim Barlow compared to the, the sort of, there's an Arthur Wright one. You can see the difference in the, I love the big bolster at the thick bulbous end. I love that. I just absolutely love it. Joseph Rogers and Wolstenholme, they use the longer bolster. But this is just a super, look, you can see where I poke and pry with this. It's just used. It's used because it's priced to be used. Listen to the snap on that. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. So, I mean, these, and then if you want sort of, you can also get this in Arthur Wright. This is just one I picked up for just to show. This is Joseph Rogers Lamb's foot with stag, and this beautifully embellished bolster. This is just stunning. Stunning knife. It's not going to be £40, but look what you're getting. Just look at it, highly polished. It's just a fantastic knife. Beautiful. So they're there for us to get. And I mean, you can get as many different patterns as you like. We have so many patterns. Just, in our local Sheffield. I'm going to say local Sheffield. I'm not even on the same island, but you know what I mean. Most of our makers are in Sheffield. And just find out who you like. But I really recommend the famous Sheffield shop, especially if you want Arthur Wrights, because if they don't have the pattern you want or you can't find it, they will get it. They'll do all the ordering for you. They'll take the hard work out of it and they'll get it for you. If you want to spend a little bit more, you've got your collection there and you want to spend a little bit more or just add one to it. These are all custom knives. Made by hand. I just keep emphasizing that because a lot of people get confused when they, handmade. These are handmade completely. Made by hand by one person. These are custom knives. But here's the difference. You go try buying anywhere else around the world a custom knife. And every single one that you see sitting in front of you here, this is a Shing. This is an Andy Brock. This is a... what do you call your man? Ashley Harrison. This is Stephen Cocker, who's the head cutler over at Eggington. That's one of his custom knives. And this is Taylor's Eyewitness. Now, I call this a custom knife because it's made in a very small shop. Stephen White has been doing that for years and years. I believe he has a full-time apprentice that's past her time, and she's making knives now. She'll get a signature from them. But they're handmade from start to finish. All these are under £200. Yes, under £200 for a handmade custom. For a handmade. Now, you can get dearer ones. Everybody can make a dearer one. But these are ones that I've got in my collection that I adore. And they're all under £200. Some people's going to say, that's just way too much money. Buy the basic. Buy the basic. I mean, you're not getting much of a difference. The difference is the blade steels in these might be a little bit bigger, but some of them are not. But you can buy the basics at that price. I'm talking about people you've bought the basic and you want to step up a bit into the custom. There you go. What a beautiful 5 knives to have from here in this country that are under £200 or £200 and under. And again, you can get embellishments in all knives, but you can buy from home as well. And I know a lot of people still like the locket knives. I don't want you to stop buying your locket knives. I don't want to stop buying American, German, Chinese, whatever you want. But I'm saying, if you're in the UK, I think there's a great emphasis on us to promote our own products and don't let them die. Do not let these companies go away, because once they're gone, they don't come back again. They just don't come back again. And I'm really passionate about that. And for anybody else out there who's not in the UK, which a lot of you are going to be, if you want to order a knife from one of these companies, the famous Sheffield shop, just Google it, the famous Sheffield shop, and Jane and her staff there are amazing. They will look after you royally. They've been in the same little shop there for 40 years, and the only thing they sell in the shop is Sheffield-made stuff. Their knives are all Sheffield made, but they sell silverware, they sell cutlery, they sell everything. But it's all, the one thing in the shop is everything in their shop is Sheffield made. So for us, for you, for anybody around the world, go and hit them up. Heine Haynes, they'll post anywhere as well. And they've that knife they brought out this year, they got Arthur Wright to do. This is an absolute belter, lovely strong pull. Look at that. Lovely sheep's foot. And this is ebony, this one. Yeah, I think this is ebony. It's just amazing with the red liners, because that's the colour of Heine. This knife is an absolute just beast of a work knife. But it also looks elegant. Got a lovely half stop on it. And listen to that snap. That just... So these here are just beautiful knives. These are the custom knives. You can look on my channel. You see them up my channel. If you want to see any knife that I show and you want to see an in-depth review on it, maybe you can't find, because I've done so many videos. But if you want one that you want to see the in-depth, there's an in-depth review coming on this one. There's an in-depth review. I don't know whether I've done that one yet, but I've done most of the rest in-depth reviews. But if you want a fresh one, a fresh look after I've had them a few years, some of them I've had a couple of years, some of them I've just had recently. So let me know down below. That's what the down below's for. So there you go. There's 10 knives. Reasons why we should buy British. Reason why you should buy British. Because we have got these companies that still make traditional knives by hand in the traditional way that's not changed for a century. They're still making them that way. So there you go. Look, I can't, you know what I think of my homegrown knives, and everybody should think that about their homegrown knives. And I'm not saying they're better than any others, but they are truly handmade knives, and I just think that stands head and above for me. Is I love a handmade knife, and I don't have to go to custom to get it, because these are handmade. And some of them, there's Ashley Harrison, there's Stephen Cocker, there's Lee White. They still make the basic knives, but they do the customs separately. So you're getting, just the quality you get is amazing. Right, that's it. That's all I'm going to say. I got a wee burst of thing there. I didn't know what video I was going to do today. This came in and I was just picking a knife, and I actually was picking a knife to carry today. And here's the knife I'm carrying today. This is a wee Ashley Harrison custom, an easy open, just a typical little spear point. It's my user, because it's It is a custom, but it's not outrageously priced. And I love using this knife. It's about the same price as what any of your Benchmade, but this is a handmade custom knife, and I just love it. So, I'm gone. I'm waffling again, as I always do. Yous are all gents. Thank you very much. Please like, subscribe and comment. And if you fancy helping the channel, buy me a wee cup of tea down below in the description. I'll appreciate it so much, and it'll all come back on this table. Take care. Bye-bye now.